A.J. Edmond Company was founded by my father, A.J. Raleigh, and Edmond Feo in 1965 to test petroleum coke and coal in the Long Beach area. Most of the profit is in the analytical, but if you have the sampling as a sort of a monopoly, that's the key to our success. The way we forced the competition out to become the only go-to was being first with that machine. When you're first with that machine, then the terminal says if you want to sample with your shovel, you can't. If you want to sample in my plant, you have to talk to A.J. Edmond Company. Petroleum coke is a carbon-based material from solid carbon derived from the bottom of the barrel of crude oil refining. The main transfer of ownership is during ship loading. An offshore buyer owns the product once it hits the hold of the vessel, and the reseller is selling the material from the port storage facilities, and you only have a couple of days to collect a sample of 50,000 tons of material. So the machinery does that a lot more effectively than a human with a shovel. We are the independent middleman or independent laboratory. I don't work for just the buyer or just the seller. So if they say, look, I'd like you to make this number a little bit higher or this number a little bit lower because I do a lot of business with you kind of thing, that's not allowed when today's seller is tomorrow's buyer. The oil industry will manufacture more petroleum coke at a 7% or so growth rate going into the future, largely because the crude oil that they use to manufacture gas, jet, and diesel is becoming heavier, worse quality. Because it's heavier, the amount of that crude that goes into the coke blend, or the coker, is increasing. Our growth aspirations are to take our proven business model from the West Coast, also to diversify into metallurgical coke, biomass, grain, water, and other compounds that need to be tested. We've been in business since 1965, started from a two-man operation. We've grown into somewhat of a monopoly on the West Coast. We can take that same strategy into the Gulf Coast, where we're already present, and develop that and grow that into a monopoly there as well. East Coast is also ripe for acquisition with a couple of locations in a large coal terminal. We can then take the business around the world into China, India, the Middle East, even Europe.